Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Whomper One Show featuring Whomper One.
In a world full of poo, there's only one show that you can trust. It's the Whopper One Show!
Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of the Whomper One Show. It is great to be back. I know it's been a while. I know y'all been missing me. I just been busy lately. On today's episode, we are having a short story by Whomper One featuring Whomper One as the narrator. How cool. I'm a part of the show. This is a little Whomps adventure. The Forest, number 2. A lot has happened to me when I was younger in that forest. This time, it was with my brother and my nephew. We were all walking through the woods when we stumbled upon a trail that was branching off from the trail that we were already on. Now, we've never seen this trail before that branched off, but we were always on the trail that we were on. We went on that trail quite a bit. So what do? You take the trail because you're curious. But we soon found out that we kinda got lost. Does young Womp get lost in the woods? Stay tuned till the end of the episode to find out if we survive the forest. As we got deeper into the woods, we started to realize that everything kind of seemed flat. Like, this was a mountainy area we were in, and it was really unusual to see, like, flat things where we were at. And we started to notice that the farther we got, that everything looked the same. I looked at my nephew and I say, "Hey, that rock looked oddly familiar," and I looked at him and say, "Didn't we just pass it?" And my nephew and my brother said, "No, we've been walking in a straight line for a while." Indeed, we was walking in a straight line, but everything was starting to look the same. So we decided to turn back around, and then it just kept looking the same over and over again, and we didn't understand why. We started getting nervous because there was weird things going on in the woods. There was a little creek that went by, and it would just stop. That's right, we were so confused because the water was flowing in the creek and it just stopped. The water wasn't going anywhere. There was water flowing, but it was literally like going nowhere at the end. It wasn't even raising up. Like the water was just disappearing from that spot. I even moved the rocks around a little bit to see if there was anything that would be like maybe it was going underground or something, but no, it just stopped there. Now, I want you to remember that we did turn around and we were on a trail, but turning around didn't help at all. That's because the trail ended. It stopped at this huge hill that went way up. The trees and brush were so thick, nothing can get through. And laying down at the end of this trail were several empty milk cartons, and they looked really old. We noticed the sun was starting to set and it was getting darker and darker. So we decided to turn back around, but when we were walking, everything was still looking different than what we'd seen before. That little creek that I mentioned earlier was gone. It's like it never existed. But the rocks I picked up were still there, at the end of the creek that was never there. We decided to go off trail for a little bit because we're running out of time. The sunlight's almost gone, and we're deep in the woods of Tennessee. We come to the end of the clearing and we just keep walking straight, and we notice there's our trail. There's the trail that we started on. And the funny thing is, once we got there and we walked for a little bit, we came back the next day and that trail was gone, never to be found. It was very spooky because it was around the same area that I found the old lady from the previous forest story. It was almost in that general direction. Like, it pretty much where I saw that lady is where we saw the trail. Where once was a clearing for a trail was filled with trees and brush and rocks. No trail to be seen. Not even a memory of a trail. I've seen many things in that forest. And many things has probably seen me. I've seen things in that woods. I've heard things. I've heard full conversations going on, and no one was there. Will Wump survive another forest story, or will he be lost and perish in the woods forever? Stay tuned for more. And I'll see you on the next episode as Little Womps faces the forest.